everyone, my name's Allie and welcome back to my channel, Mindful Living. Well, spring is officially here, and for gardeners everywhere, that means it's finally time to start sowing your seeds. I love starting my plants from seed rather than transplants because it's significantly cheaper, you have a wider variety of plants to choose from, and you have complete control over the entire growing process. However, growing plants from seed can be more difficult, especially for new gardeners. In today's video, I'll be going through 5 of the most common seed starting mistakes to avoid, so let's go ahead and get started. One of the most common seed starting mistakes is sowing your seeds at the wrong time. For the most part, you'll want to start seeds indoors about 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost date for your area. For me, that's typically at the beginning of April, but it will vary from location to location, so make sure to go online and check the frost date where you live. In early spring, I'll start off by sowing my cool season crops first, which are plants like kale, spinach, arugula, lettuce, beets, carrots, and peas, which are all plants that thrive in cooler temperatures. Then, a week or two later, once temperatures start to increase, I'll start sowing my heat-loving plants like tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, zucchini, and green beans, which all need warmer temperatures to grow. I'll transition my cool season crops outside first, while my summer crops continue growing indoors for a few more weeks. Another thing to keep in mind is how long your seeds will take to germinate, which will depend upon the type of plant. For example, beets take 10 to 12 days to germinate, whereas spinach takes 7 to 21 days to germinate. Always check the back of your seed packet for the estimated germination time, and start with the seeds that will take the longest to germinate first. Another common seed starting mistake is sowing your seeds too deep in the soil. When you sow a seed too deep, it stops the seed from getting the right amount of oxygen and light that it needs to successfully germinate. This will often suffocate the seed and sometimes cause it to rot in soil. If the seed does end up germinating, it may grow poorly or have stunted or weak growth. To prevent sowing your seeds at the wrong depth, always read and review the back of the seed packet to find out how deep you should be planting your seeds. Every seed is different and the depth will vary depending on the size of the seed. Typically, depths range from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch to 1 inch deep and so on. While you wait for germination to occur, keep the soil consistently moist and never let it dry out. Another seed starting mistake to avoid is inconsistent moisture levels. Like all plants, seedlings need water to grow. Once you sow seeds, water is needed to activate the enzymes within the seed, which cause it to sprout and start growing. After germination, water is equally important to stimulate healthy growth and produce lush, vibrant foliage. But what happens when you provide too much or too little water? Overwatering seedlings causes several issues like yellowing of the leaves, slow or stunted growth, and if left untreated, can lead to root rot. On the other hand, underwatering causes your seedlings to wilt, it slows down their root development, and in extreme circumstances can even lead to plant death. Several factors will impact how often you need to water your seedlings, including what type of plant you are growing, the room temperature, and how much light your plants are receiving. To prevent under or overwatering, provide your seedlings with water every 1 to 3 days whenever the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. The amount of water will vary from plant to plant, so always do a finger test to see how dry or wet the growing medium feels. Mistake number 4 is not providing enough light. After germination occurs, your seedlings will need plenty of sunlight to flourish. While some people sow seeds indoors and then place them on a sunny windowsill, for the best growth, you'll need to use a grow light. Seedlings require anywhere from 14 to 16 hours of light each day, followed by 6 to 8 hours of darkness. While all plants use sunlight for photosynthesis, which is a process in which they absorb light and convert it into energy, seedlings require even more light than established plants. Seedlings need more light because they are in a critical growth phase in which they are actively growing their roots, stems, and leaves. During this time, seedlings are reliant on light for their energy production and overall growth. Without enough sunlight, your seedlings may grow leggy and weak, stretching out in their container as they try to search for the nearest light source. To avoid this, place seedlings under a grow light and set a timer to make sure you are providing enough light each day. Keep the light about 4 to 6 inches away from your plants to encourage rapid, healthy growth. I prefer to use an LED grow light as they are the most energy efficient option. They have a long lifespan and provide a wide spectrum of light, including both red and blue wavelengths, which your plants need for optimal growth. LED lights also produce little to no heat, which makes them a safe choice for growing plants indoors. The last seed starting mistake to avoid is skipping the hardening off process. After growing your plants indoors for several weeks, it can be tempting to simply transplant them outside once the weather permits. But before you start transplanting, all seedlings must complete the hardening off process first. So what exactly is hardening off? Hardening off is the process of slowly introducing your seedlings that have been growing indoors to the outdoor environment. You gradually expose them to conditions like sunlight, UV rays, temperature, and wind. Seedlings that have gone through this process are less likely to experience transplant shock, slow growth, scorched leaves, and wilting after transplant. Hardening off usually happens over a period of 7 to 10 days, and each day you're going to gradually increase the amount of time spent outdoors. You don't want to rush this process, as during this time, seedlings are slowly adjusting to their new environment. Wait until outdoor temperatures are steadily above 50 degrees Fahrenheit and your seedlings have at least 3 to 4 true leaves before bringing them outside. Start by leaving your plants in indirect sunlight for 1 to 2 hours and then bring them back indoors. Each day, gradually increase the amount of time your seedlings spend outdoors while also increasing the amount of sunlight they receive until you are able to put them in direct sunlight. Once hardening off is complete, you can safely transplant your seedlings outside. Well, that's it for this video. I hope if you guys enjoyed learning about the most common seed starting mistakes to avoid, that you'll give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know if you're starting your plants from seed this year. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really does help to support me in the growth of my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.